Not sure about this one, to be honest.
It's a hero that doesn't get bursted down by Ember. You can, again, you pop Haunt, you jump on the backlines on the
10
support, same as the
seconds
Tiny, right? You
remaining.
jump on the Chen, you jump on the Grimstroke. There's just nothing that they can do.
5
Uh,
seconds remaining.
Going into the later phases of the game, you're going to be near unstoppable. They banned out the
paiN
Lifestealer, which is one of the
Gaming's
best
turn
answers
to
to it.
bat.
There's the Beastmaster that we talked about. So this is going to be the tempo game from Thunder Predator,
Yeah.
right? We're going to push down your towers. We're going to shut down your map. We're not going to let you sit back with Empower and farm out your waves.
Yeah. I mean, late game Spectre is all well and good, but you gotta get her there first.
Yeah.
And Thunder Predator, if they know what's good for them,
10
they're gonna
seconds
try and prevent that.
remaining.
You know? Gonna have the Ember Spirit who hits this early timing, and at that
5
point,
seconds
with a bit of
remaining.
help, you can still kill off the Spectre relatively
Yeah.
easily, or at least keep her away from farm. And with Chen and Beastmaster, that's a pushing problem solved. So there's certainly potential for a relatively early, like 20 to 30 minutes victory here if they play their cards right.
Yeah.
Radiant
Right now,
team
paiN
ban.
needs a hero that can stall the game out for them, either by being able to actively fight in the mid game or by just being able to wave clear effectively. We already talked about how bad that is for them. Lean is actually a hero that comes to mind. You
Yeah.
have good burst potential for the Ember and the Grimstroke. You can hunt around with the Tiny, find kills. You have good wave clear. I think Lina is probably one of the best picks
10
for paiN right
seconds
now.
remaining.
Is
Other
Death
than
Prophet
that,
an option here, or is that a little bit
5
too cooldown
seconds
dependent?
remaining.
the problem with Death Prophet is
Radiant
you
team pick.
don't really. It's kind of an awkward engagement, right? Like anytime you blow Exorcism and RP, you just need to be able to win the fight decisively enough that
Yeah.
you're taking objectives as well. And if you don't do that, even if you win that fight, Thunder Predator is just going to come back online, and they're going to just say, "Well, you don't have your ults now. We're going
10
to run at you."
seconds
They already have
remaining.
a Magnus. They already have a Spectre. They already have two super long cooldown ults to play
5
around.
seconds remaining.
If they have the Exorcism on top, I feel like they just get run down.
25 seconds, and by that point, we should know what they have in mind. On the side of Thunder Predator, at least.
Now they're just deciding, do we want to run this Ember mid,
Yeah.
which I think you do so far, or do we want to pick up our safe laner? I think actually a troll right now for Thunder Predator is a super sick pickup, because then you still have some
Yeah.
kind of late game viability. You have somebody that can man fight the Spectre, not really
paiN
worry about it so
Gaming's
much.
turn to pick.
And there it is.
Call?
Yeah, and it does still have that early push timing with the Beastmaster, right? You can come online fast enough that you're ready to push,
Yeah.
but if it goes later, you have somebody that can just sit there and man fight the spec,
Yeah. You
burn
have
all
some
her
options.
mana, and she's not going anywhere.
Also solid enough mid that you don't really have to worry. There's not too many counters or straight up hard counters, so the
10
troll
seconds remaining.
loses super hard. No matter what paiN Gaming want to pick
5
up, so that's
seconds
kind of
remaining.
negating this last pick advantage that you normally have, just being able to pick up your mid counter.
Yeah, you have two heroes that can run mid and safe, good flexibility in your lanes, and a good support duo. I really like this Thunder Predator draft. I think it's very strong. It covers all the bases and should enable them to run this Spectre down before she comes online.
Could say that it's a little bit lighter on lockdown,
Now
but
select
it's something
your
that a Chen can
heroes.
fix with picking up the right creeps.
Okay, so it's going to be the Necrophos.
It's kind of a passive hero for a long time, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, normally as a carry, you just go. I think as a core necro, you'd go for that Radiance build, but then I guess that forces HFN into like the Manta Diff range. I
Uh,
don't know.
I guess you could get away with that because you have the Empower to help you farm. You don't necessarily
Mhm.
necessarily need the Radiance for that, but then again, having the Spectre Radiance, just having that burn absolutely everybody whenever you press Haunt.
Yeah. The other big thing
Seems really
too
useful.
is
10 seconds
that
remaining.
they recently really nerfed Necro in the sense that
5
you don't
seconds
get
remaining.
the pure damage from Heartstopper anymore. They switched it to magical.
Yeah.
So once Beastmaster gets a pipe, where is this damage coming from on paiN? All of their damage pretty well is magic. It's not really until kind of like super late game that you get the Spectre that's scary with Butterfly and
Yeah.
Manta and Diff and actually has a bunch of physical damage. So once a pipe comes out on Frank, paiN's just kind of run out of damage, I feel.
Even then, I mean, a lot of this magic damage is dispersed from the tiny, and unless you have a blink dagger already, you might have a hard time just bringing that to bear, bring the full force of that to bear on somebody. Yeah, I can certainly see paiN running into issues unless Thunder Predator is playing super passive and actually allows them to farm up these crucial items, or just running into a Magnus RP randomly.
Yeah, that is the one nice thing that the Necropick does give for them, is it enables Magnus to not have to find a perfect RP, right? One of the big problems you'll find with Magnus sometimes is that you're forced to initiate the fight, or what you really want to do, same as like an Enigma, is bait one of your teammates, wait for the enemy team to group up, and then counter initiate with that RP. So now you have this Necrophos who can sit super far in front, be tanky, bait things out. You have the Oracle to back him up and keep him alive in case they do jump him. And then when you see an opportunity, blink, RP, haunt, hopefully win the fight from that.
Well, hopefully is I think a keyword there, because I feel like whenever your game plan at some point relies on an RP going well for you, it's just something that you don't always hold in your hands, no matter how many items you build, you know, because a lot of that is still going to depend on the positioning from the other team. Yeah,
There are 3 melee heroes though, so it's not like impossible.
Oh no, not at all. But it's something that you don't really want to rely on if you can help
Chen
it.
getting run down bottom.
Event being run down top, but Chen actually verify another toss forward.
I'm Gabe Newell.
Secure the first blood
You've
there.
just achieved first blood. Thanks and have
Just a
fun.
lot of damage being done, but of course no real kill potential.
It was a really nice play from 444 there, where he charged up the Fortune's End on the Magnus, who then ran at the Chen, got rooted, and then skewered back towards the Tiny.
I'm gonna skewer level 1 though, so I don't know. It's one of these things. I mean, if you get first blood with it, it's obviously worth it. But it's beyond that, it's kind of hard to be useful with that level at level 1.
Well, it depends on where the Oracle ends up playing. If Oracle ends up playing bottom with the Tiny, then you can go for that kind of play again, and all of a sudden you're level 2, you have your power or your shockwave, and feel a little bit better.
444 right now, looking for the courier snipe, but still sitting at home.
Oh, it is coming out though.
Oh. How patient
No
is
vision
he?
for this though. He has to wait for it to come
Yeah.
back, is the thing. He's gonna be sitting here for a while.
Question is always in these kind of situations, how patient actually are you, you know? And he's not patient enough, and maybe it's also HFN saying, hey dude, you can't leave me alone up here. I'm taking a lot of harassment.
Yeah.
There's no way he can approach the wave all by himself without taking quite a bit of right clicks.
Yeah, he was gonna be sitting there for a while. Courier would have only just now been hit. It's a lot of time where HFN is not able to safely farm.
Right, so this matchup, Ember versus Necrophos. I see that as Ember favored, at least in the first couple of levels, right? Because you have because of this last advantage with the Quelling Blade.
It's kind of a trade lane for the most part. As you get into more and more levels, it actually becomes a bit more Necro favored, just because you can constantly click the Ember, deny up his creeps, cancel his Flame Guard with the Death Pulse. Death Pulse, I mean, you don't really want to get more than 2 points in Flame Guard, and Death Pulse is going to be able to cancel that pretty easily once you get into like level 3. Is it damage 150?
Still 3 casts, isn't it?
I guess he's safe until level 5. So
What is this? Look at this.
Denied.
Shadow
mana
Mind Stealer,
drain.
mana burn comes through. Yeah, so say goodbye to that Death Pulse idea.
that's a Chen player
Yeah.
helping a brother out right there. That is some teamwork making the dream work.
One of the better small creeps to get early on. I mean, the other one is the Harpy Stormcrafter, which just completely ruins the lane.
He's just burning mana constantly. Like 40 yard just actually can't do anything. All right, this is how you win mid lane for your bits, guys.
Here's a Mango coming back, so there'll be 1 Death Pulse. Thank you.
Yeah.
Not gonna do much if the Flame Guard is available. But
Tiny with the invis rune down bottom. Let's have toss ready.
ooh, toss into the skewer actually. That's not bad. Kotaro, drag back a little bit. Need a few more right clicks. There's the Mind Stealer. But that mana burn is not gonna stop the right clicks.
Nice little combo play there.
And just playing around a little bit. Has to be very, very careful here. Out of region. Doing in the last tango. 2 more available on 444. It's a bit tough up here.
I mean, it's a Spectre. It's always going to be a tough lane. Fearing out more regen on HFN. It's another stack of tangos. It's going to be the mid game where you're going to have to enable it with Lelis on this Magnus. Lelis Magnus. That's not going to get confusing at all.
Well, HFN, like he's supposed to stay so far behind, especially with the creep wave where it is right now. And you know that Grimstroke is gonna be right up in Oracle's business if he's trying to do some stacks and pulls. There was a D-ward, I guess,
Radiant
if
are scanning.
guessing that pull was denied a little bit earlier from a ward. There's no way you can really use that necessarily to fix the equilibrium.
40R is going to get an Arcane Rune and be able to deny it from Faker, so that's a pretty good win. It's a nice rune for 40R to get. Oh, he's actually leaving it for Field Core.
Oh, he has the bottle, so...
HFN top, though, getting run down.
Being slowed by this single boar. Second one not available for a while, but it's just enough. Woo, very patient here with the stroke of fate. Yeah, of course, 4 for 4. I mean, he had some mana to work with, but he chose
Faker?
to walk back
Mid lane?
home. What?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's fine. Absolutely fine.
Yeah, he's just
But-
dandy.
He also has to walk back home, so no bounty rune bottles for him. It's a little bit too dangerous, I guess. And speaking of dangerous, yeah, Harpy Stormcraft are actually available. Axel found one. I mean, look at this. You have 400 mana, with some extra mana regions, like, what's, 8 or 9 Chain Lightnings. 140 damage each. That's more than, like, what, level 2, level 3
blue
Zeus
top?
Q.
My pride
Yeah.
falters.
Hi, my friend. HFN finally getting some more helpers. Tiny. Putting that Arcane Rune to good use, I guess. Last remnants of it. Now mid, Faker. It's very
40R
aggressive
is
right
so
now.
close to level 6. He gets it here. With his supports rotating in, this could be a kill on Faker if he's not careful.
There's no Radiant Vision here for him. A lot of dire wards around this mid lane, but
Dire's middle tower
like they're
is
not
under
really
attack.
gonna want to make a play for that as HFN. Again, continuously being harassed out.
We're just spamming this taunt. I think it's one of the better taunts to come out of the battle pass.
Oh yeah.
The Ursa one though, definitely the best. Dancing Bear.
Oh yeah, right. Don't see a lot of
HFN,
Ursa
though.
being spammed, so okay, top lane. Back and forth again. There's the Avalanche slowing Frank down, 4 for 4. Also pretty damn low, so it looks like he'll be the casualty. Toss back under the tower. HFN almost drops himself. Still had the stick charges though. So 1-for-1 trade, bringing down the Beastmaster, certainly helpful.
Yeah, not getting. If HFN had gone down there, I would say that was worth it for Thunder. But as it is, paiN definitely coming out on top there. You're like, oh, whatever, we lost the Oracle. He's bringing the Soul Ring out now for HFN, so that's going to be nice. Get some extra health regen. It's actually Troll though. Looking at the CS, totally dominating this laning phase. 42 and 14.
Elo's rotated out for a while, but because if this is a solo 1v1 lane, I don't think Magnus can really stand too much against the Troll Warlord.
No.
It's gonna get
No, he's
clicked
putting
out.
some pressure onto the tower too.
Are fortified.
Oh, top lane again. Diolagor looks like, yeah, this time a little bit too much, and the stun disconnect on HFN. They have another stroke of fate if they want to try and slow HFN down, but I don't think they're gonna have enough damage here. End up with 4 for 4 also. Threatening some Purifying Flame nukes, perhaps.
They did also get the D board as well.
Taro.
Beastmaster was able to
Dire's
run by.
bottom tower
From
is under
rotation.
attack.
This is slight bit of trouble. He is level 6, but doesn't have his ultimate.
Reaper's down, but he didn't die to it. So heavy rotations, you make a bunch of space for Faker. It sucks that you die, but I feel like that's kind of okay for space created. Beastmaster's about to be level 6 once that siege creep dies, and now you have a lot of kill potential as actually 4 dies top.
Excellent. He just finds the best creeps over and over again. Those 2 sets of mud golems. So a whole bunch of
axes
these
on
shards.
Oh, he might find him anyway though.
The roll comes through.
No man on the grim
follow up
stroke.
though. HFN. Oh, extra strike TP out. Oh, he's haunting. I think he's panicking a little bit back and forth up on the golems here. The shards are going to be
1
available
second on the
again.
toss.
One and the other one. Oh, a couple of heals. Not coming in. Just
Come
the
One more, he's got one more.
perch. There we go. There we go.
Oh!
There we go. Finally.
I can't believe how long he lived there. And they forced Haunt out too. That's a big thing. Mid lane
This,
Faker getting jumped.
Dire's top tower is
Safety
under attack.
Remnant.
A lot of big oofs. All of a sudden in this game. And all these lanes,
Structures
things
are fortified.
starting to heat up. Mid lane surviving. HFN still not really catching up. Again though, there is a Magnus on the field. He is maxed out in power. So at some point you would expect Lelos to just rotate the other side of the map, give the empower, and make sure that HFN can
He
farm
TP'd
jungle a
back
little
to
bit.
base to give HFN.
Yeah. Oh, didn't even do it.
Oh, what?
Didn't even cast it. Come on,
What?
dude. Come on.
What is the point of having Magnus on your team?
Because this is exactly the play that, the only play that's left to you, right? Especially with the tier 1 top going down, that'll at least ease the pressure that Thunder Predator wants to put up on that side of the map, which kind of frees up the jungle a bit. You actually gotta do it, you know? You actually gotta cast this spells. There we go.
Top 4 net worths right now, 3 of them being Radiant. Troll sitting on the top with 4.3, Beastmaster just a little bit behind, and nipping at his heels actually is Necrophos. So far, Thunder Predator setting the pace they need to.
Yeah. It's, they get perhaps a little bit behind, like sometimes you see Embers with phase and halfway through the drums, and by this point here trying to fix that with some bounty runes.
Dire's
Back and
bottom
forth,
tower
and the
is
Stomp
under
is
attack.
actually available here, ADR. Not the easiest target to kill though, especially with the help from 444, but still going to try chasing down further. There's the root, follow burst, the Scythe comes in, Trollwaller once again does not die to it, but it might die to the Avalanche, does come, but no. That ultimate actually keeps him safe, gets a few lifestealies hits away. Still not completely out of the woods
I think
just
he's
yet,
dead, though.
and the toss forward. He's still alive. Oh, the last punch.
Oh, man, if
Let
Chen
us-
just had Hand of God, if he'd gotten
Yeah.
the tome.
There's 2 tomes, isn't there? So you didn't get either of them? Oh,
I think
no,
he just
it's-
didn't get the courier.
Yeah, the courier. Problematic. Was just there at the 10-minute marks. Either way, HFN trying his luck in mid. Trying to find any place to farm. So at the very least, they got this kill on Kotaro. Doesn't really change the fact though that he's still at the top of the charts, though, does it?
It is
Radiant's
nice
bottom
space,
tower
right?
is
They
under
do
attack.
force a bunch of rotations. Spectre was
Dire's
farming that
middle
whole
tower
time.
is under attack.
I mean, so was Beastmaster, but the fact that you're slowing down Troll is pretty nice. They are going to be able to take this mid tower uncontested.
Yeah.
Magnus actually not
Dire's
even going
middle
for Blink
tower is
looking
under
at it.
attack.
Just going
Dire's
for
middle
the
tower
mech build.
has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower
What is this
is
Necro
under
building
attack.
then? If Magnus is building the mech and all that, what is Necro build? He's got a Yule's queued up, but how does he scale?
Can't answer that. We kill down bottom. Faker using a bit of a Swana for it, I guess.
Oh, that's a big stack for Spectre. I think that was like a triple stack.
Dire's top tower
yeah.
is under attack.
Wolf, Setters, and the Centaur.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Team's good. Up top though, they see a few heroes up against each other. Magnus silence up into the shrine right next to them. Not sure if they want to take that fight. Get with the wall. They need a bit of damage here. Spectre Horn coming in, trying to create some chaos. Lelis also the false promise on top of him, so he should be absolutely fine. The thing says it's black, but it doesn't matter. Okay, Skewers, Scythe over Trollwaller in, but he got the ultimate off. Again, he's living only a
still
little bit
alive.
longer. He's going to die potentially here. Stick Harvest will delay this a little bit further. Another wrestle team trying to catch up. HFN out of mana, AD isolated, but does get the heal burst of himself. 444 buying back into this fight to make sure that Frank goes down, and Faker Now the spells. Tower finds the TP out this time, so 3 for 2? Ton of spells committed from both
Radiant's
sides.
middle tower is under attack.
Guess with Spectre grabbing a good part of that money, that is a win for paiN.
Yeah, and I mean that's the danger of fighting around a shrine.
Yeah.
I was kind of saying like, hey, you guys are fighting close to that shrine, and Magnus able to get it off there kind of negates that double roar. It was it was sick seeing it, like the animations and everything, cool pixels, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because Necro has his Ghost Shroud and Magnus is just tanky as it is, so you don't really have this crazy damage item. Just now you're getting the Maelstrom on Troll. He's going for a BKB next. You know, Faker, he's got some damage in form of Sleight of Fist, but nothing crazy enough to burst down a Magnus and a Necrophos. So fighting around that shrine may be a bit questionable. HFN now going for his Midas, has it online.
Dire are scanning.
Scale.
Try again for Lelis. Smoke finds the Magnus immediately. This time he's a lot more alone than he was last time. So.
No shrine to fight around, no haunt online.
This is the scale thing, right? We were talking about it in the draft when we were theory crafting about the Death Prophet. I guess it's kind of true here as well with the Scythe, with the Spectre Horn, maybe even with the False Promise. They are still kind of ultimate dependent, just because Thunder Predator have this draft. That is really suited very well to fighting around this stage of the game.
Yeah. Another minute before Haunt. Another Reapers is just online now, but he doesn't have the mana. And Magnus doesn't even have RP skill. That's where we're at in the game. So this tower top is going to go down. And slowly but surely the map is shrinking. paiN Gaming. It's going to come down a lot to this high ground hold. I think these outer towers are pretty much forfeit at this point. You can maybe fight for one of them when Haunt's back online and when Magnus finally has RP, but until then, just gotta let Thunder Predator do what they want and look to hold those tier 3s and barracks.
I was gonna ask you about the Spectre Midas, but for now this is smoke rotation into this area. They do find Faker. Can he get out? He can indeed. Safety remnant. Now Wu, yeah, better get out of there. That's a full 5-man line for paiN. Around these bounce runes, he's still gonna be able to secure this one. Might give his life for the cause if they can get up. Can indeed toss forward. That's absolutely worth it, especially if considering what's happening in mid. Yeah, it's the old Chen army, not actually clicking a tower or anything, but I don't know. Could have gotten a bit of chip damage there if they wanted.
They do have Haunt online now, so Thunder has to be at least a little bit careful. They have to worry about Spectre just being able to Haunt into the fight. No Magnus just yet. Does have RP skilled on Magnus as well. It looks like Roche is going to be the next objective. No Medallion, it looks like, online. But you do have the Vlads on Beastmaster, and you have Troll. Like, Troll's so good against Roche. That being said, if you can just take the Necrophos kill.
It's a hard one to get, but so far so good. You're locking out with the counter initiation. The Faker this time gets some help. Double roll once more. Mechanism trying to offset that, but this time I don't think it's going to be enough. ADR is being laid waste to. He's had a bunch of heals, but ultimately not enough. The hero's down for the price of nobody falling. Inside of Thunder Predator now, you have the choice. Alright, do you actually want to go for Roche? You want to get the tier 2? Maybe both?
They didn't use Haunt, so you have to be wary of buyback potential. They didn't use really any of their big ultis. You use yours, so just go right into Roche. They're not going to be able to contest this. You're going to take it too quickly.
Watch for the Haunt steal.
if HFN goes for the Haunt steal and gets it, I'll be amazed. That'd be some sick play.
You need Vision on the Roche pit for that, which they have no way of getting.
Mech is now online for Chen as well, so not just the Hand of God, but the Mechanism going to come out and get those heals. Thunder Predator hitting their timing very nicely. 5k advantage, but keeping an eye on that net worth.
You look all toss back onto Excel's army. Can't help him here if he's all alone. Goodbye. Holy Knight.
Toss back potential is always huge.
Yeah.
Can't ever underestimate it. But HFN is nipping at the heels in terms of net worth. 9.3k Troll and 8.9k Spectre. It's a scary prospect. Speaking of troll, toss
Toss
back.
back into the Skewer, and once again on Kotaro. Not the easiest target to bring down. He can certainly buy some time. He also has the Aegis to fall back on Faker. Right there with him. The Horn coming through. He goes for the... Oh, nice disarm there, actually, from the Oracle, preventing him from really getting a lot of views out of that. Yalhi onto, the Raw onto as well, though, with the help of that Grimstroke. They're gonna finish up. Oh, what the hell, Lelis? How is he still alive here? He gets tossed around the fight. Axel trying to finish him off with a few right clicks. It's not gonna work. And another disarm on the Troll Warlords, trying to look for another target. Finally getting rid of this pesky Oracle, making his life a living hell. The Scythe over on Frank. Not gonna do the trick here, but it's gonna have to be Theolicor to get the counter kill. 2-for-2 trade. And this was not the way it was supposed to go for Thunder Predator, I'm pretty damn sure. They wanted to win this fight way more decisively than they did.
No BKB yet on Troll, so no way to get rid of that Dispel. As soon as he hits the Battle Trance, very nice disarm coming out from 4, but unfortunately at the end, they just don't have the damage to deal with him yet either, and nobody really able to jump on Faker. He's just too mobile. They don't have the hard lockdown outside of RP to deal with this Ember Spirit.
I believe Lelis survived that.
The toss plays from Theolicor this game have just been so insane. Like, this guy's playing out of his mind.
Absolutely. He's making more out of the Tiny than the hero actually provides. That's what it feels like right now.
A rolling stone.
The really crazy thing to me, honestly, though, has been how good paiN has been as a team playing around 4-for-4. He always is able to, it feels like, charge up that Fortune's End, purge off the Flame Guard from Ember, and then they immediately go into the Avalanche toss combo and just burst him really, really low. Puts a lot of threat onto Faker. So if he doesn't get that purged off, he's soaking a lot of that damage and not feeling too threatened. But as soon as you get rid of it, he has to play super scared. He has to rely on the Chen, the Hand of God, and the Mech. When you force those out too early, sometimes it creates really nice engagements for paiN.
Yeah. They need every single one of those because despite everything, they've lost, or they've just lost the last outer tier tower. It means that Thunder Predator, they are looking for things to do, I guess, because sieging high ground without the Aegis, maybe a little bit hard.
Yeah, they just want to try and control the map, keep paiN locked in as much as possible.
Maybe get runes, maybe get 4-for-4, purges off the slow immediately. But trying to TP out this arm, preventing the roots. Ah, he's getting it. Seems good.
Good space, and looks like we'll go 2-for-2 overall. HFN? Oh, he just TP's out. I was going to say, HFN's still there, though. If they catch him, that's the huge pick.
This one on Ember Spirits. And maybe they can catch somebody.
It's a bait and dodge game right now from paiN.
Faker wants it. Only missed one of the combos though, so we don't want to dive too deep without vision on everyone else.
Magnus will have Blink soon as well. It looks like he'll have that for the next fight. So I think at this point, Thunder Predator, they try and close off the map best they can, catch any picks possible, and just wait for the next Roche. If they get some sweet picks or a good team fight, that's their high ground ticket. Otherwise, try and shut down the map as best as possible and wait for that next Aegis.
Yep. Seems pretty straightforward. They're online right now. Spectre. Midas into Manastyle, into still the Radiance now by the looks of it. Really settling in for the long haul.
We are going to have the pipe soon on Frank, actually coming out, looks like on the courier just now. So Beastmaster will have that to provide for the team. Shut down some of the Magnuses, or sorry, the Necrophos's capabilities. The Radiance on the Haunt will be negated, and the Tiny combo as well will be reduced at least.
Radiant's top tower is
I think
under
Thunder
attack.
could use a little bit more jump. You saw the chains from the Ember, but of course that's gonna get manted off here.
I don't know if they need more jump. I think they just Oh,
Find it on 2, actually. Couple of right clicks over an Oracle is gonna be forced to use that ultimate on himself. Double silence, double roar, looking for it potentially here afterwards. The RP though catches them all. Still, the only shot range down from Letters. Off the icon, heals are coming through. He gets a roar on one hero, and that'll be ADR. They're all falling apart. Just way too much damage, and not enough on the side of paiN Gaming. Oh, Thunder Predator. They're on a hunt. Kotaro looking for another one. Theolocore. And looks like he should be able to make it home. A couple of buybacks already been committed here, including ADR. He's gonna die here though. That's a dieback for him.
Do they have
defend back without
they
a
have
haunt.
Griggs in mid? They can take that tower.
Single fight. They all live somehow. With every single item, every single spell, the mech, the pipe, the hand of God. They had enough field to sustain through everything that paiN had to throw at them. They win the fight decisively, and hey, guess what? Beastmaster on the field with the troll. And the Chen army still intact. Gonna be able to bring down buildings mightily fast now. And still forced out on AJ Fan. There's nothing he can do about this.
All it takes is that one fight. It was a sweet RP from Lelis there. I thought it was going to be enough to be able to turn that fight around, but just the fact that the Chen doesn't get caught. He gets Hand of God, he gets mech off. The Scythe gets
tossed back. The tower does not have the ultimate ready to go, but a double chains here. Tiny, it looks like he's going to go down on an exchange. Unless 444 has something to say about that. The heals are just enough, and the rest of Thunder unwilling to commit further. Now, paiN on the hunt. Perhaps I can get a little bit more. There's another blink on Magnus. Skew available in a second. Faker coming in to try just trying to slow them down. Put the blink on cooldown. But Theolocore, he TP to the shrine, looking for Axel. Another mechanism. Just trying to slow them down, but I don't think he can make his way out of this one, even with the chains coming in again. They're not done yet?
They don't
Or are they?
that.
Yeah, okay. It's a little bit too dicey.
They get the nice cleanup kill on to Kotaro, and I mean they clean up the Chen, but you lost 2 lanes of racks. Your Spectre's close to getting online, kind of. Like she's got Manta, but there's just no damage really in these fights. With that pipe online now, there's nothing paiN really has on offer to really threaten the burst potential. That's the problem, is you need to burst people before the Chen heals come on. He's got Greaves. When he's up, he's going to have Hand of God ready, and between those two, your Necrophos just feels so weak. You have the pipe now too on Frank, canceling out both the Heartstopper, the Death Pulse, and the Reapers.
Yeah. Inspector doesn't do damage. Necrophos doesn't do damage really.
No.
And it's not even surviving really without the help of 444, but there's only so many people you can save with the False Promise, even if you aren't the one being gone on.
And last fight, that's what it was, right? He got jumped on, so he has to use it on himself, which means that as soon as Troll ults and commits on the Spectre, once that first root comes out, Spectre's dead. There's nobody going out. There's no buyback available on your Oracle. RP's already been committed, and Kotaro
Try
just gets to
Lasura, Blink Toss, that's Excel. Be able to find this kill, presumably. He's still alive, Hand of God, keeps him safe. Now the counter initiation, go by Tiny, HFN, trying to finish the job with the Manta Style, a couple of right clicks here and there. Axel, don't tell me he's living here. The RP, the Glimmer Cape keep him safe a little bit longer, but now him and Wu both super freaking low, but the paiN Gaming down the last breath right here. The Scythe only trying to slow down Kotaro, but it's not gonna work. HFN on his last breath with this ultimate on top of him. I mean, he's actually doing a ridiculous amount. Triple kill. The power of the Diffusal Blade, but now he's dead without buyback. Kotaro, the only one alive on the other side against the Magnus.
Is Roche up? Roche is up in 30 seconds.
Oh, 30
I mean,
seconds.
Kataro's just gonna go for it, right? Like he's just gonna
want to
sit.
wait in there. Is it the? That's
There's
a.
DD bottom too. Somebody's pinging it. Oh, Frank pinged it.
No way.
He doesn't know it's there,
No
but he said, "Oh, just go check bottom."
They know
Oh,
A
Tiny's
rune
on.
is there, but they don't know the DT rune is there. Either way, I think it's close to max respawn, isn't it?
It might have been. I wasn't paying attention.
Maybe 2 minutes.
Dire's top shrine has fallen.
Not sure if they even realized that Roshan's about to move back up. Either way, just got the shrine. Keeps farming. The crit stick, mini crit. That's on the courier right now.
Yeah, he's tanky. He hasn't really died in the last little while, so just kill ping. Might as well go for it, man.
Just kill him, lol. Easy game.
He doesn't even need a BKB. He hasn't. That's the crazy thing to me, is that like normally against an Oracle you really want a BKB so you don't get disarmed, but it feels like Oracle's just dying so much in these fights it doesn't matter.
It also has 41% status resistance between the Sanjin Yasha and Satanic, so
Yeah.
41.2% if this tooltip is to be believed. So like, what is that? Phase edict, 4.5 seconds. Make that like what? 3 seconds?
Something like that. 15k net worth advantage at 27 minutes. Spectre's still nipping at the heels of the Troll, but just Troll able to do so much more with that net worth is the problem, right? A lot of that net worth is sunk into the Midas, which has probably started paying for itself at this point, but it hasn't enabled that next item. And Faker's going to have his own Radiance very, very soon.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
Oh boy. 15k ahead, 28 minutes in. Just look at net worth distribution
Dire's
as well.
bottom
Like,
shrine has fallen.
Spectre, the only one who's up there, and then it's just all green. Chen, alright, 7k net worth, but you still have Guarding Greaves, you still have a very important spell in Hand of God.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, it's the levels, right? If you look at the XP difference, it's a 10,000 net worth or XP difference in favor of the Radiant. So the levels, Tiny has his, but Oracle's level 11. He doesn't even have level 2 ult yet. Chen's got all of his talents that he really needs other than the GPM. And all of his basic abilities are maxed out.
Seems pretty good. It's 2 tornadoes. It's, well, as we all know, it's not a party unless there's 2 tornadoes ruining your house. Doesn't quite work on buildings, but it would be very funny indeed. But hey, as stands, it's just, I don't know what they're doing with it. Vision, I guess? Looking for vision as Lalo still finds a long walk back on Frank. This time the Scythe will actually find the target. They exchange the yellow core for it. Who's on the front line? Now Katara. Okay, gets the ultimate off. For some time, he doesn't really care about the blade mail. They're all linked together. Frank actually buying back. Being recalled into this fight. Raw already being used. Katara will still have to use that Aegis. Tower still standing quite healthily here. They're not really finding any significant damage apart from this Theolico buyback right now.
Power of the Chen, man. You get the buyback on Frank, and then he just gets recalled back in. He was TPing, but then his team was like, "Why are you TPing? Just let me recall you." Cheese now passed off to
Still a successful defense for paiN though, wasn't it?
in the end, yeah. Looks like they're just splitting up for runes real quick.
Runes.
Courier did also end up going down at some point. Didn't catch that, but that's down for a while.
That was Lelis only catching it. Oh no, Theolico or Lelis, one of them catching it all the way at the Radiant base on the way back. There's nothing on it. Means logistics are a little bit harder. And TP
Every
back
time
and then
Tiny
Chen
does that
recall.
taunt, I think there's a Pango in the game.
It is understandable, actually. Very understandable.
Can you imagine if there was a Pango in the game and Tiny doing that taunt all the time? He's so confusing as a caster.
He's rolling! Oh my god, that's Tiny. Never mind. Why is he not stunning? Alright, yeah, that explains it.
Oh, Tiny's taunting. Oh no, that's a rolling thunder.
Yeah. The mind games are real at that point. But hey, paiN
will
still
have
holding on for
Stateless
dear
when he wants
life.
Radiant are scanning.
They're looking for Theolicor down bottom to scan. He's hiding very successfully in these trees.
Oh.
He
Just
sees
stay in
guitar,
there, you
so
know.
I don't think he'll show.
Safe in the trees. Ask HY. Good old TI9.
It's one of those things where you just want Faker to just run down and just check out a sleight of fist in the trees. Just check.
Just in case. You know? Might get that. It would be a dieback actually. What's a buyback situation? Actually pretty decent on the Dire side. EDI has it, HFN has it. Lelis just picked up a Vanguard towards the Crimson Guard, so he doesn't have enough money for the time being.
Everyone on Radiant has it except for Frank, who of course just did it. And Spectre has it, and those are the important ones. Buyback Haunt is definitely one of the biggest threats in this game for Thunder.
Especially if he finally gets his Radiance. He opted for the Fuse Blade, the Blade Mail, but just because you need to provide something in the middle of these team fights.
Yeah.
So certainly the right choice here, but Radiant's still valuable, so he's going back for it.
He's got his early fighting game items now, right? He's got his things where it's like, I can be a presence in the fights and do things. Now he's going, I need to scale into the late game. We need to try and hold as long as possible. And if they get mega creeps, I need something that can deal with it. So 40R is going for the Shivas, and HFN is going back for that Radiance. Chen's recalling somebody to him.
Hello,
There's
Faker.
the Ember.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Trying to
It's
find an
curious
angle
to me
here,
that-
I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's curious to me that they're playing a lot on this bottom half of the map around this triangle because it's top that they really need to be playing, but they're just trying to catch somebody.
Faker almost got the Helicore this time. It's a second too late, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just the countermine games where it's like, oh yeah, I mean, they're gonna expect us to be top, so we're gonna play on the other side of the map, maybe get a pick off, you know?
The next level play.
Next level play indeed. Axel might want to rebuild his army. He has a single Alpha Wolf at the moment.
Does have the level 3 Hand of God though.
Gem and the medallion. Still the point booster towards the Agnum Scepter. And at this point, though, I'm sure that Thunder is just gonna wait for the next Roche, aren't they? 1 minute.
It's a safe
until
play.
middle time.
They're obviously respecting the high ground potential that paiN has.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen it before. The Magnus RP with the Reapers on top. You can burst that troll before he gets off the ult. So just play patient, wait for the BKB, wait for the Aegis, and control the map as best you can till then. Spectre's going to get her farm, but if you can create this net worth disparity where you're so far ahead of the rest of the team that it's just the Spectre, yeah, it's a Spectre, but you have solutions for it in the form of the Troll and the Beastmaster. So if you can just kill everybody else and isolate her, she's still Spectre.
Yep. Well, at the very least, it's giving paiN some time. Get towards this next set of items.
They're trying to play top, but unfortunately, both their waves are pushed in, so everybody knows exactly
We
where.
get a bounty rune, but HFN, well, slowing down Kotaro, but he's just walking in with the Inkswell, just straight up fighting the Spectre. Now linked together. Where's the Roar? There it is, the Blink, the Roar, and two different heroes. Kotaro trying to catch up. ADR, he's the one, the receiver of that false promise. A little bit of extra help over 4 towards the Spectre, but looks like HFN is going to go down here. Buyback on is going to have to come in to try and turn this around. Before we lost a couple of other heroes that don't have that same luxury. The Haunt's completely wasted. As a result, HFN still goes in because he has to, but now this will walk straight away. And this is a juicy, juicy bait. Thunder Predator, they want to go in, and they still have that ultimate from Kotaro. Look at the damage, just cleaving through that with the Rampage going his way. ADR trying to TP out. He will not be successful. Double Rampage to end the game. Damn, that was just not what they wanted.
What an explosive end to that game, man. Like, the double rampage on Kotaro, but
They're just running into Spectre, who's the one who's going for the bounty rune. I think that was the first mistake there from paiN Gaming, is we have a 32-20 final scoreline. That's always nice. And then HFN just dies twice. I'm not sure about the false promise either. I think if HFN is on that, at least he can turn around and right-click people. ADR did really nothing with that on top of him.
yeah, 40R, he just got totally counterpicked, and I feel like Necro just isn't that good of a hero right now. If they have anybody who can build a pipe,
Yeah.
he just feels so weak after that change to his passive. The fact that it's not pure means that the second that pipe gets built on Beastmaster, we saw it. There was no damage potential, and yeah, late game Spectre's scary, but against Beastmaster, Chen, Troll, you're not getting there.
Yeah, as I said, he's no damage dealer anymore. He ever was, but so maybe it's more of this utility kind of build that's that you should go for here with the Guarding Reefs. Maybe even Holy Locket. Just keep spamming your Q for the heals, not necessarily for the damage. You know, just go look for this mid-game timing where you just out-heal any sort of damage that the enemy team throws at you, and just have some sort of push power together with that to go high ground with. But
I think if 40R goes for the Greaves and Magnus goes for less aura items and more just like utility stuff, like if Lelis had, you know, blink halberd as his first 2 items, and you put the Greaves on the Necro instead, maybe that game's a little different, right? Because we saw a couple times how the disarm on the troll was really interruptive to those team fights for Thunder Predator, but it was just on Oracle. So maybe if they itemized a little differently, it could have worked out. But in the end, it's not what happened. Congratulations to Thunder for winning the game.
yeah, I believe that puts him at 3-1, so in a good position going into day 2. I believe that was their last game of the day. Not ours though. We have another one. And that will be Infamous versus SG Esports. Last game of the day on the stream. Looking forward to that. We're gonna have a short break, but we'll be back soon. Stay tuned.